Hi everyone, and welcome to Sarah Knits episode 5, and this is take 2. Ooh. I got through the first take about almost 10 minutes in and I got interrupted. So I decided to delete it and start all over again. It is April 28th as of now, but it will be for you guys when you see it, April 29th, and right now it is 5 minutes to 8. Late recording. Sorry if you heard the phone ding. It is sitting right here next to the camera. Yeah, I don't even know if you guys are going to be able to hear this, since every time I watch it on the camera there is no sound, but I'm hoping once I put it over there onto the computer I will have sound. I wanted to record with my little nice camcorder. If you guys see it, my little nice camcorder. But I couldn't get the angle right, and it's kind of a little hefty. It's a wee bit hefty little thing. And it was dark, because I liked it because I can turn the, look, you're probably going to see yourself. Ooh, look. Okay. I can turn the, I can turn this, that shows this, I can turn the screen. Blank, Sarah, good job. Smart. But I can turn the screen around and I can see myself, so I can't really see what is going on over there on that side of the screen since I can't see it. But since you guys will now notice, I'm now two-handed and the phone is right here. So no more phone recording if this works. I'm praying it does. It's a little Kodak 10.2 megapixel camera that I got maybe, when was this? I got this right after high school, which would have been about 2009 was whenever I got it, because I needed it for the interior design classes that I took and completed, that I don't do anything with. Anyway, for those of you who don't know, I know the video is a little late. It is actually, I like to record it and have it done. I like to record on Tuesdays. This is a Sunday. Yeah. I was not feeling like recording because, for those of you who don't know, I have Crohn's disease. It is genetic, I think is what I want to say. I get it from my father's side of the family, and I was diagnosed with it 2 years ago. It'll be 3 years this coming August the 20th, and I was not able to walk for about 3 or more months. I had had a very bad allergic reaction to the disease itself, and it put sores on my feet to where I couldn't put any pressure on my feet at all, so I was stuck in a wheelchair and struggling to move around. I started out actually on crutches, but then, because it only started in one foot and then it moved to the other, which put me, and I woke up one morning and tried to stand up, and when I did, there was just a enormous amount of pain that I was not able to stand up at all, and I had to lay right back down. So I've come a pretty good distance, but since, for those of you who don't know, Crohn's is a autoimmune disease, and it is an a digestive disease as well. It has its ups and downs. Right now I've been in remission for an entire year since I struggled with my my first year. And now they've got me on Humira, which is a rheumatoid arthritis drug, and I take injections every 2 weeks. And the reason I didn't feel like recording this past Tuesday was because I'm getting to the point where I'm supposed to be doing my injection, and I actually have to do it tonight. Fun for me. And when you get to the point where you're supposed to do it again, you're really tired. You don't feel like doing anything for like a few days before it and then after it. All you want to do is sleep. You don't want to have to do anything at all. So that's where I'm falling into my problem, was that I came up to the point where I actually have to do the injection, and I got really exhausted and didn't feel like doing anything. But anyway, so yeah. And for those of you who also I know there's probably not that many people that watch anyway, but if you are new, thank you for joining me and trying me out. And if you are returning, good to see you again. Also, because the phone is right here next to the camera, if you hear it beep or ding, whatever it does, I think it dings. Anyway, if you hear it ding, that would be the boyfriend, and we tend to communicate through phone a lot, and the reason is because he and I don't live in the same state. He lives in Michigan, I live in South Carolina, so there's a 800-mile distance. I think it's about 800 miles. So yeah, if he ever watches it, hi honey, love you. But so yeah, anyway, he's also the one that I have the continuous show notes of Josiah's gloves, which I still haven't finished. Dang it. I really need to get on to that, because he's gonna need those at some point. Anyway, on to the knitting. First thing first is the sock. I got it all tangled again. I did this the first time. There we go. Okay. The first ball that I used for the first sock is in the bag, with the second sock and the second ball yarn. Such a clever thing. And I actually am using it's got a lot of fuzzies on it. I need to clean it and have it washed. But I'm using the project bag that I got from the RAK last month, that I asked on my wish list for a project bag, and I have never had one, and I think it's handmade. And the lady that I got it from, her Ravelry username is Zelspin, and I just want to say thank you to her, because it was a very nice thing of her to do, especially since I believe she actually made this by hand. She actually made this one, and I really love it because it's pink, and I love pink, if you didn't notice by the camcorder, obviously, but sadly enough, the video camera is blue. Yeah, not very bright. Anyway, the sock is a red heart pattern. I suppose it's a red heart pattern? I don't know. It's a self-striping knit sock. You guys see it? See? And I'm making it basically two pattern except for the heel and everything, because I was kind of scared about doing a heel like that. I never knit socks. This is my first pair of socks I've ever done. So I did the Cat 40s Sweet Tomato heel, and there it is, all in its glory. It's one wedge, 2 wedges, and 3 wedges. And anyway, here it is. And with doing the cat bore the sweet tomato heel, you actually don't have to do the instep or a heel turn, because you do all of it with her heel, which is actually very ingenious for a new knitter of socks. But I'm planning on trying out the regular heel when I do my next pair of socks, which is coming up. And anyway, back to this one. I'm jumping around again. This sock, first one is back there. You can't see it. I can't really see it. There's stuff on top of it. Anyway, it's knit out of Red Heart, Heart and Soul in the Razzle Dazzle colorway, and it's the with Aloe Heart and Soul one. And sorry for those of you that just saw that random terrible face that I just made. The ball yarn just about fell off my tear. I'm enjoying it. It just, after knitting the first one I was like, ooh, color, because I've never had self-striping, and I just wanted to get through the colors, and now I'm like, oh, I've seen it, so now I'm bored. But that's okay. I need to get this off of this, and this is done on a size 2, I believe it is. Yeah, a size 2 needle, and since I'm not a big fan of doing double pointed needles, although I would love to try it again at some point, but I always tend to get ladders where they join together, and I've invested in several of these little needles. They're little 9-inch circulars. As you can see, it goes this way and this way. This pair is one of the special pairs that is asymmetrical, where this side of the needle is actually this big, and this one is this big. So yeah. And they're bamboo, but I like them. I have some that are stainless steel, I believe, and I like them as well. They're actually ones that I'm using for Josiah's glove. That is buried over here, since we're not going to talk about that because it hasn't budged. But anyway, I need to get this done, and I have about 2 days to do it, because as you guys know, last episode I said I was going to do the Sock Knitters Anonymous for May, and I think I need these needles to do it. I think it's a size 2 that I'm supposed to have. Anyway, oh no, I left this out. Oh well, I'll put it away in a little while. But yeah, so that's the sock. Next thing that really I haven't played with it in a while. I call it playing because to me it is playing. Here's getting in the way. Next on the needles is my Entrelac Scarf. Now it is pretty, not very big at all, and I'm gonna have to block it because it's just, yeah, I'm gonna have to block it. But I still have a triangle that has to go right here, and then I can go on to the one that I will go on to tier 2, I believe it is, that you do from that one. And don't let the colors fool you if they are coming out pink, white, pink, and green. I about lost the colors. It is actually red, white, and green. And it is in also Red Heart Super Saver Stripes, I believe is what it is. No, maybe not stripes. It's Red Heart Super Saver though, and it is in the Mistletoe colorway. And I'm just gonna knit until I'm out of this ball because I don't have any more of this. So I'm hoping this will be my scarf for this Christmas anyway. And it hasn't moved. Oh. And it is also on size 7 Denise needles, which I love my Denise needles, and I got the pink ones, which they go to, $5 goes to a breast cancer research when you purchase the pink ones. Alright, next is the coffee cup sleeve. I think I tell you guys about it, but I never really show it because this is all it is. It's just that, and it's supposed to be 2 inches of the seed stitch. I'm not a big seed stitch fan. I guess once it's done, I'm like, ooh, it's so pretty and nice, but while I'm doing it, it's just so, like, I want it to be over. They're on a size 4 Jagu red lace. I started, the pattern's written for a size 7 needle, and it was, I had it almost done and it came out way too big. Then I dropped it to a size 5, so I went down a whole 2 needle sizes, and it was still too big. Trying it on the size 4, I'm going to do the whole pattern and see what happens. And, it is also out of Red Heart Super Saver Solid in Amethyst. Next, first try, I didn't have this over here, and it's a ball of such a slog of orange. I hate orange, but I just want to use it and get it out of the way. This is going to be the Koolhaas by Jared Flood, and I'm thinking I'm going to sell it. I haven't decided if I want to do it the extra inch for the man's size or do it for the lady's size, but it's bright stinking orange, and I just, yeah, there's not much to show you about it because I just cast it on last night. Yep, that's that. And what I'm going to plan on doing with it, though, is that with selling it, I'm hoping to have it and selling it at a flea market. Since I'm going to be making some business cards and just making a stockpile of hats, maybe some scarves, some earrings, jewelry, anything I can get my hands on, and that will be simple enough that I can just whip it out and just stock it up and not have any problems with it, and just have it. And have a whole slew of business cards, go rent a table, an outside table. Doesn't have to be inside, but it could be outside, inside, whichever one I choose. Because I believe it's either it's like $6 or $7 or so for either one of them. I don't remember. And see how well I do there and get my Etsy shop out by using the business cards for the shop. Since there are only, as you know, many of you who know, there are only 4 items listed. While my items some have gotten favorited, and there are lots of listing views that I get, nobody's buying anything yet. But I think it's because I don't have that big of a stock, and I haven't figured out how to do my pictures the right way to get the items to do them justice. So I'm slowly learning, and I'm working on it, but I'm not going to list any more items this month, and yes, this month only contains 2 more days, so I'm waiting until May, specifically after the 8th, to list items. And yes, I know Etsy only charges 20 cents, and that may not seem like a lot to you guys, but when you list a chunk of items, that's 20 cents a piece. I listed 3 items and that came up to 60 cents. So when you list, let's see, 5 items, 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, yeah, when you list 5 items, that racks up to $1. Yeah, I know, I sound like I'm being cheap, but that's because, yeah, I have a part-time job, so I can't afford to rack up money and just listing stuff that's not going to sell. Can't do it. And I think that going to the flea market and yes, spending maybe $5 to $7 to get paint. I'm sorry, I think I have a cramp right here in my neck. But spending $5 to maybe $10 to rent a table, I think it will be not so much a bad decision as it would be possibly some good, because people will have the business cards and these people will be able to touch and see up close what my items look like versus seeing it on a computer screen through pictures. And these people can then go tell their friends and say, ooh, check out this website. I've seen her stuff. She does a really good job. And yeah, I think it will do my shop some good. Anyways, rabbit trail. Back to that. Sorry about that. Big long rabbit trail. Oh, sorry, close up. Last thing on my needles is my, no patterns here. I know I have it. Oh, underneath. Is the Golden Weight cardigan by Vera Valimaki. And guess what, you guys? This is the 4th ball that I've had to attach, and it is the shoot. I wasn't that dumb. Okay. I was smarter than I thought I was. It is Val Yarns Amherst in navy. And I got it off of Webs for, I think it was $4.49 a skein. Ball. Excuse me, not a skein. A ball. And I got 11 of them. But you guys will notice now, look. Look. I have armholes. It now has the armholes and working on the body. I'm so pleased. And I'm also on, I don't know if I mentioned it to you guys, but it starts out on a size 8, and I'm now on a size 10. And, yeah, I'm almost to the point where I start the waist shaping. I'm excited. Can't wait. I actually have a bigger gauge than what I was supposed to have, but I was okay with that because I wanted to make sure that it fit, and I kind of wanted it to be a little bit bigger because it is going over clothing, and I only have a 34-inch bust, so I needed it to be a little bigger in order for it to fit the way that I kind of want it to. But I'm excited, and yes, this way is upside down, so this way is the right way. And it is an asymmetrical, so, and it's inside out. Anyway, it's in reverse stockinette, so the stockinette side that you're seeing right now, right here, the stockinette part, is actually the inside, and the pearl bumps are the right side. But anyway, I have started the body, and I'm making it a little longer than what the pattern is calling for. Because I have a long, well, I don't really have a long waist, but I like it to be longer than what it is calling for and what it looks like in the picture. So anyway, there's that. That's coming along, and I'm also on the buttons. I think it only has maybe 4 or 5, so it was supposed to be open like that. Because it buttons, I don't remember if it goes this way or if it goes this way. I think it goes this way. It was only supposed to have a few buttons and then it'd be kind of open down here, but I'm carrying the buttons all the way down. I don't really care for that whole, yeah, haven't cared for it yet. So anyway, and that is all on my needles. I'm going to place it down here. Sorry for the close-up of the face. My finished objects, I actually have 2. Yay! The first one, reaching, and you just got a whole, yeah. The first one I have is the Hint of Decadence necklace. While you can't see the chain, here is the necklace. It's all pretty. I'm so pleased. I had to starch this bottom one so it will actually sit flat like the rest. But there it is. It's all attached. Everything's all attached and it's pretty. And I'm so proud. Take it off its little stand that I've got it on. I did put a clasp. I don't know if you guys can see it. If I do it like this. There's the clasp on it. And let's see. I put it on. I'm actually listing this in the Etsy shop next month. And it will be reserved for a lady if she decides to get it. But I will only have it reserved for a little while. So if she does not purchase it, it will be a free-for-all for you guys. And I am having a difficult time here. I don't know why. I don't normally have difficulties with necklaces, but apparently... Did I get it? I don't think I got it, but it's on anyway. It does sit kind of low because it stops right here. It'll stop right there, but I think I gave it a decent length since the one that I saw. That's not good. The one that I in the book, it seemed like it hung lower. Anyway, there's that. And I am going to be making, so far right now, all I have is the green. And it is, Barocco Fuji. And you can see this on my Rav page. My, username is Sarah, S-A-R-A-H, Elizabeth, E-L-I-S-A-B-E-T-H. And this is called Olive Drop. I need to take a picture of it so you guys can see it up on there, and I think I'm going to do that probably tonight. But yes, I'm going to, so far I'm going to be making them until I run out of the green, and then I'm going to get another color, and I also have, I'm going to do gold and silver chains and clasps. Yeah, that's number 1. And number 2 is right here on my head. The second one I have is right here on my head. It is the Starving Artist. So you guys can see it. I actually cut out some of the, I cut out some of the decreases. I think it's the decreased parts of it, because I don't have a big head. I cut out several of the rows, and it still slouches on my head. So I don't have a big head at all. I have a small head. And I was also running out of yarn. For those of you who recognize it, and yes, if you just now realized red is not my natural hair color, because it's growing out, you guys. And yes, my hair is really this long. This is all me, all my length. But here is the Starving Artist, and if you guys recognize it, this is my hand spun yarn. Isn't it awesome? Nobody's gonna have a hat that looks exactly the same as this, and I can never reproduce the same hat. So, sorry, but I'm keeping it. I like the yarn now, with it being knit up and everything, and I think I'm going to block it anyway. I'm not sure if I'm going to block it or not, but isn't it really pretty? I spun this. I'm so excited. I achieved something. And this is one of the balls that I had left, so I probably could have done some, but I was afraid that I was going to run out, so because I only had 128 yards left, and then I had another smaller little ball too. But yeah, I spun this on Tess, my little e-spinner. Yes, I named her finally. I'm so happy. The full name is, my full name that I came up with her was Vitesse, and that is for, I think it means speed in French, and I decided to call her Tess for short. And so yeah, this was what I created with my first bit of fiber. I still have some left, not like this one. I mean, yes, I do have the one. This is what came with this, or made the hat, but I have some left on the bobbin from plying for this, or plying for this ball right here on the bobbin that I'm going to try Navajo plying, I think. And then I have a little toilet paper roll bobbin and some on my spindle that I've kind of fallen back in love with the spindle after playing with the wheel. Granted, I love my wheel. Greatest decision ever. But I think that the spindle was also a very good decision for me too. Especially for this kind of fiber. I can't remember what all it is. I know it's the potluck fiber, but I don't remember what is all in it. So for this mixture of fibers that it is right here, I think the spindle actually works better for it. So if I ever get potluck roving again, I'm going to be using the spindle instead of my e-spinner, because my e-spinner decides to create really kinky yarn, although granted, I do believe that, I think now that I've actually created this, if I do use my e-spinner and create this kind of yarn again, I will probably sell it, because it is, to me, considered an art yarn. And art yarns, a lot of people like art yarn because they can't create it themselves, so they will buy that. And yeah, I'm hoping. Anyway, so that is my hat, and I'm going to leave it off. It's going to sit right there. Oh, if you're wondering about the background, this is the citron. I finished that a while back. But I can show it to you guys again in its full glory. I haven't blocked it yet. Here's the citron. Huh, now that I have two hands. Ah. Anyway, the background on my chair, this blanket, I did not crochet this. My grandmother crocheted this for my birthday. I have so many crochet blankets from my grandmother. I don't remember which one this was for. This one might have been for my graduation gift. My grandparents, my grandmother and my grandfather, they do for each of their grandchildren, that their immediate grandchildren, not their great-grands, but their grandkids, they have given us each a Bible, a new Bible, and they wrote a note inside, and I have mine. It's up under my nightstand. It's bright red and I love it. And then my grandmother crocheted an Afghan. Also on the Bibles they do have our names engraved onto them. And she crocheted each one of us an Afghan. And for anybody who knows, this is actually quite funny. There is not a stitch of orange in this Afghan. I hate orange. Love every bright color on the nation. Hate orange, and there is not a stitch of orange in this. But I love several different colors. Just all colors in general. Pink is my favorite, and anything girly. Glitter, all sorts. But yeah, I have had several crocheted blankets come from my grandmother. She has made me this one, which I believe was graduation, and then I've had I know I've got a baby blanket that she made for me, and she gave me the pattern she used for my baby blanket, and I think she may have given me the pattern for this one. And then I have just a darker pink and a darker pink and a lighter pink one. I don't know if it came for birthday or Christmas, but it was one of those. And I want to say I have another one, so I have at least 4 crocheted Afghans from my grandmother. My grandmother is getting bad arthritis, and she also is the one who kind of, I guess, inspired me to start on my crafting a couple years ago, because my first ever item that I created, it was a giant 8-foot long Afghan in the colors navy, black, gray heather, and burgundy, and it went to my boyfriend, and it was a great ripple Afghan. It's gorgeous. It's so pretty. He loves it. I gave it to him the second year that he came here. See, we've known each other for 3 years, I think, and he was here 2 years in a row before we actually became a couple. In the second year, I took it upon myself to crochet him an Afghan, or blanket, if you don't really know the term of Afghan. But I took it upon myself to crochet him a blanket, not knowing how to crochet, at least not since my younger childhood years, and not knowing how to change colors or do a border. I didn't count. And I managed to create a very big, beautiful blanket, if I do say so myself. You won't find it on my Ravelry page, but you will find it on my blog that I don't keep up with a whole bunch. I'm trying to now keep up with it more, but it is under the I think it's www.sarahsthings, which is sarahsthings.wordpress.com. I think it's a .com. Yeah. And it was one of my first ever items that I did. So it's up there. I'm still proud of that item, and it just led into a whole mass of different crafting areas, which is trying to proceed into more with sewing machines and sewing and stuff. I've never sewed. I haven't sewed since like 5th or 6th grade. That's been years ago. It's ridiculous. Anyway, on to the new purchases that were supposed to be shown the weeks before. You've heard me talk about it, and this is my sock yarn. This is probably the most expensive yarn I've ever bought in my entire life. Shh! Don't tell anybody else. But I'm not going to show you the price. I'm a little bit ashamed that, but I'm not ashamed that I bought it, because it's gorgeous and it's squishy and it's so pretty. I mean, look at it. Do you see it? It is the cherry blossom colorway, and I think I want to say it's a footsie is what her base is. It's 460 yards of 100 grams, and it is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, which makes it machine washable, and it is dyed up by Cakewalk Yarns. And this is going to I'm still debating on whether I want it to be the Baudelaire sock pattern, which I think I am going to do Baudelaire. which is a free pattern on Ravelry, and it has cables and it looks kind of lacy, and it's by Cookie A, and that's going to be for the Sock Knitters Anonymous for May. But I was struggling with that because I also bought Sock Innovation. And I was struggling between that pattern and I believe it's this one. No, not that one. Excuse me. I was struggling between Baudelaire and this one. And Bex. As you can see, it's just a lovely cabled pattern. But I think we're going to save Bex and we're just going to start with Baudelaire and see what happens, since I've never done toe up and I know Baudelaire is toe up. And I'm going to stick with the heel of the pattern and everything, and I hope I have enough yarn to do it. I don't know if I'm going to do such a long cuff like on this one. That one is an 8-inch cuff. I don't like long legged, yeah, I don't like long socks. They make me itch. I may do the I think it's a 3-inch cuff that is the stipulation. It has to have a 3-inch cuff. And I may do 4 or 5 inches. I don't know. But I'm not doing 8. 8's too much. Anyway, for those of you who don't have this one, I love all the patterns in here. I've never knitted a Cookie A pattern, but I love her patterns. They're so pretty and just so intricate. And I can't wait to just go down the line of this book. It's amazing. So next thing is, and yes, if you'll notice, I'm hiding a lot of things in a double bubble bucket. It was free. What can I say? Part of homework. You might have seen me, if you are a friend of mine, on Plurk. And I don't mean to crinkle anything, but this is in crinkly paper, and I'm not going to take it out. I posted that I bought a bat from Girl Meets Spindle. And I did. I really did. And it's here. It's the Heartbreaker bat. It has, it says, may contain cotton, silk, yak, camel, rami, silk, no, cashmere, merino, and sock waist. And it is 2 ounces. And I'm going to turn it this way first, and then maybe that way. There it is. 2 ounces. Sorry for the crinkling. I've pulled it, or I opened the package. It's so soft, and I love it. I've never had a bat, and I'm scared of spinning it. I don't know how to spin it, but yeah. And also, as a little surprise, she gave, there was more than just that. There was, and also with the cakewalk, I think I got a button with it. I didn't have the button over here, but I got a button. I know I did. This one, I don't remember if she gave a button or what she gave with it, but I know she gave this. This is simply the weight of sample, which I kind of look at it. Isn't it just pretty? It is, the fiber is 9010, which is merino cashmere, and the colorway is Blue Bayou Painter's Palette. Look at how pretty. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to throw it at you, but look how pretty it is. So pretty. Just so pretty. And I know I'm going to put this on the spindle, but I'm going to save it because I want to make sure if I actually purchase any more from her, which I will, and anybody else, I'm going to spin all the little samples and just spin them and probably spin them together and come up with some crazy yarn and do whatever I want with it. And I'm just throwing that everywhere. So yeah, that is everything, I do believe. So happy that I have 2 hands right now. You cannot imagine. Yeah. That would be everything. So I guess I'm going to say goodbye and see you in hopefully the next 2 weeks. No more, no less. See you in 2 weeks, and just keep, I don't know, I don't have a cute saying, so anyway, bye you guys.